please, with a round of applause, can you make welcome Similoluwa Awe? Please, you can do better. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Are you excited to be here? I'm so delighted to be here this afternoon. My name is Similoluwa Awe, as he has introduced, and this is very special for me because everything that I am today and everything that I will become, I will always trace it back to my time in Ekiti State, and I will always be grateful for that opportunity. Now, we're going to be talking about when I saw the program, I saw the untold strength of the lioness. And it was actually when I got here that I realized that I was the only female speaker. So that's interesting. And I'm going to be sharing my personal story of how I got to where I am today. And I hope it inspires you as young people to also want to do the things beyond what your environment says. And I will tag my talk, I will tag it shaped and not defined. Not defined by environment, not defined by the people, not defined by the opportunities you think you see around, and not defined by anything, but shaped by personal decision, by the choices I decided to make. And that is why we are here today. So my Ekiti State story started when I was 2 years, about to be 3. My family decided to move into Ekiti State on the 16th of April, year 2000. And since that time, it was not a decision they asked me about because I was literally very young. So I didn't be in Ekiti at that time that I was in Ekiti State. But I came into Ekiti, did my primary school education, secondary school education, university education at both my diploma and degree level, studying law at Ekiti State University. And during these 21 years of my life, it was really a defining moment for me because I learned. Ekiti was a classroom for me. It was an opportunity for me to make my choices, to define who I wanted to be and how I wanted to be that person I was. Now, during my primary school education, I remember back then, that in the whole of Adebayo, I stayed in the central Adebayo. I don't know how many of us know Adebayo. The only civilization in Ekiti State then was the Ekiti State University, and it's because we had some people staying in town and Oshekita. So the whole of that place, we knew 3 people that were selling things. It was just one street road. And you could imagine if the likes of Afe Babalola could grow up when Ekiti was not even as civilized as that, and they were determined to succeed. Then I asked myself, do I have any excuse? I entered Ekiti State University at 15, and at that time, I was officially volunteering for a lot of things. And you know the narrative they try to paint to us as young people, you are too young. Wait for your time, calm down. But I will tell you, your time will never come if you keep waiting. So at that point in my life, I realized that I needed to move with people, I needed to meet people, I needed to understand a lot of things, even beyond my age. And that was the point where I met people like Mr. Mayowa. I was very young. When I tell people my age, they'll be like, no, I don't believe that is your age. I think she's using official age. Anything you think. I have my birth certificate and I know my age. It's not my business. But then it's just an opportunity to tell you that you are not supposed to be limited by anything. I know many of us are in school studying medicine, studying law, studying engineering, and you feel like you don't want to be distracted. The only decision that will help you succeed in your career and any other thing you choose to do is yourself. Now, I was in Ekiti State University studying law. I did my diploma in law at first. I started at 15, and at that time, I had a business I was doing. I told people, I said I started making money as early as age 13. I was volunteering in an adult care home where I was being paid 300 naira per day just to come and gist with elderly people and all of those things. That was what I was doing then. And that 300 naira, I think I was in secondary school then when I started. In a week, I could have saved up to 1,000 naira. You know, it was a big money, so I would spend 100 naira, save 200. And one thing that made me feel like I was very responsible was the day my elder sister wanted to check her WAEC result. I think I was in SS1 or so, or SS2. My mom was not around, and she needed 1,000 naira to buy scratch card and check the result. And I'm like, okay, 1,000. I just entered, as a big girl now. And I gave it to her. And when my mom came back, she was like, oh, who gave you this money? We need to return it. And my sister said, is Simi? They don't rate you. And I was even the last born. Like, Simi gave you 1,000. And I'm like, no, I have to make it too. I have to have money. Because what do you mean Simi gave you 1,000? My mom was not expecting it. So I know I needed to do things for myself. So when I was in school, I know that there are 3 things that make you succeed. You can't just live every other person's lifestyle and succeed. So I know you needed to build your profession, you needed to build your passion, and you needed to identify your purpose. So when I was in school, I was building my profession. Of course, I graduated as the best graduating student in my diploma days. I made 4.37 CGPA in a faculty that never made a first class in 27 years. Now, to my degree, I got admission 2 weeks to exam because as a direct entry student, you are being admitted together with freshers. And Professor Babatunde was a very kind person. He called me, he said I should defy it. I didn't attend any lecture. I said, sir, no, don't worry, I will do it. And I did it. That semester was my lowest semester in university. I had 3.64 CGPA for never attending lectures. I know some of you still attend lecture and you still have 2.5. So, sorry, that's not shade to anybody. That's not shade to anybody. But one thing I've realized is that young people have learned to make excuses for themselves and dwell on it. When I was graduating, at that time, I had 10 apprentices. I was doing cake decoration and event planning. I had like 10 apprentices that were learning from me. I was in school, and even with my 3.64 CGPA, I still made it to top 5% or 6% of the class. So it's not just about people saying you are too young or because you are studying a course that should restrict you. And it is not your environment. Now, if you are in Ekiti and you cannot succeed, I bet it with you, if you are in Lagos, you will have bigger problems because there are people that are more competent than you. See, Lagos is a competitive place. You will see somebody that is 15 years with 25 years experience. And you're like, how? Is it not the same world? How did this guy even learn all these things? People are putting their children in coding class 7 years old. You are thinking, my mommy cannot beat me, I'm still a small child. And somebody is learning coding. One of my nephew is saying that, oh, I don't think I want to go to university. This boy is like 12 years old. Because he started learning coding like 3 years ago. The dad is getting him projects. And you are here. You're saying, don't worry, when we are done with school, everything will sort itself. You are doing yourself. Nothing will sort itself. When I was in Ekiti, as much as I was in Ekiti, and people told us there were no opportunities, you see, the barriers, the walls are broken. You are available to. There are a lot of people that I've worked with. My biggest project this year, I've not met the man that gave me that job before. I've not met him before. There was a company that appointed me as a CEO this year. I've not met the founder before. The founder is in Arizona. This person has not met me before. Sometimes they don't even care about who you are. They just care about what you can do and how you can do it. It is not your problem. When I was in 300 level, I worked with World Health Organization as a surveillance assessor. I think when I was in 400 level, I worked with United Nations Population Fund as a member youth participatory platform. I applied from Ekiti. I know some of you will say there is no light. You are busy building the environment rather than building yourself. There are some things you can't change. Okay, there is no road in Ekiti. You as an individual, how many of it can you fix? There is no light, we know. See, when I went for NYC in Lagos, and my estate had lights 24/7, I thought I've traveled out. That was the life that I met. But then the question is, when I was in Ekiti, did I make good use of the opportunity? Ekiti is small. See, there is nothing you are doing in Ekiti State that is not recognized. You think people are not watching you until they start telling you you are doing this, you are doing that. And another thing is, it's big enough for you to make mistakes as young people. Because you will not wake up and see yourself on tech about tomorrow. When you have made your mistake, you can still make your mistake and people around will still watch you and conceal it. But when you come to Lagos, nobody sends you in Lagos. There are some people that they just want to trend and they want to trend with your destruction. Small mistake like this, you are on tech about.
And you're like, this small thing that happened here, it can even be your friend that went to share your story. You will see it tagged the story or the failures of young, and you're like, So Ekiti State is not your problem. You can access any opportunities from Ekiti State where you are. You can make mistakes. You need to build yourself right from here. You see, when I got to Lagos, I knew that things were settled for me. You know, you have this assurance. They posted me to one of these top tier law firms that if I mention, most of you will know it. You know the first problem I had with it? The first day I would go there to go and submit my letter, I took about 4 transportation to get there. And I'm like, no, this is not me. I'm not going to work there in Ekiti State. Anywhere you are going that you cannot take one bike, there's a problem. So I knew that one of the things that was going to affect me was probably the traffic in Lagos and all of that. But I knew what I wanted to do. I told myself, I wanted to do my PhD in medical law and ethics. And while I was in undergraduate, we didn't have that as a course. So I said I was going to get 10 certifications in medical law and ethics, international certifications, during my NYC. And I got 13. Because during my NYC, I was able to work with United Nations, with NIMA, Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, where I was able to conduct a research with some researchers from St. Louis University in US, which really helped me to get all the certifications that I wanted. And how did I get my PPA? For my NYSC, I browsed on my phone, law firms around my area, because I don't want to take more than one bike to work. I'm coming from Ekiti, that's our life. So I was not asking for too much. So I found some law firms. I went to the first one, which was beside my house. And they were like, we have a core member now in the next 2 months. Can you wait? And my LGI said, if you don't find somewhere between the next 2 weeks, we will post you to primary school. And I'm like, okay. So I went to another one. Those people have people that can speak very big English. If you want to learn, this is the place to learn. We love you. We want you to join us. You will learn a lot. But how much do they want to pay me? 35,000. I said, okay, don't worry. I even like the atmosphere. I will get back to you. So I went to the next place. And they asked me, you would think I'm not serious too, because I didn't even print my CV. I just wanted to go and ask them, do you have opportunity here? And when I got there, I met the head of chambers, and it was like, okay, even if you don't have a physical copy, do you have it on your phone? And that is why it is good to document everything you were doing. Right from Ekiti here, my CV when I went for NYC was 6 pages. My CV dump, because I have CV for different things that are like 2 pages, but my main CV dump is about 6 pages. And because I had not been called to buy then, I just had to present it. And the guy looked at it. The partner was around then, like the principal partner of the firm was around, and he said, can I give him a few minutes? He wanted to go and talk to the partner. They were not looking for anybody. They were complete. In fact, I realized that when I got there, I was the only person that was not referred by somebody to that firm. And when he saw the CV, the principal partner said that they should go and call me. He wanted to have interactions with me. And I was like, oh, I heard you write a lot. Yes, now. I was a scribe to Courtroom Nigeria when I was in Ekiti State University. So I had my publications everywhere. It was like, can I see one of the things you have written? I said, sure, sir. It was with a laptop. I said, sir, is your laptop connected to the internet? Just type Similoluwa Awe. Amazing things came out. Me, I have very good online presence. I can come to your shop and tell you, oh, don't worry, I cannot run away with your money. Don't worry, you can tarnish my image online. They know me online. And the man searched. And the man is like, oh, I'm so impressed. He said, with all this profile you are building, I think you want to become a governor of Ekiti. He said, even if we don't have vacancy here, we'll contribute to your dreams. And that was how I got my job. A lot of you, your next door neighbor doesn't even know you, talk less of knowing you online. And you know the question the man asked me? I'm coming from Ekiti State, where people will just be like, hey, do it for us. You know we don't have money. The man said, with reading your profile and everything online now, are you sure we can pay you? That was what the man told me. And that was not because, oh, I'm coming from Lagos or I'm coming from US. I came from Ekiti State here. Lagos is very competitive. And for me to have that outstanding CV at that point, it was because I was building myself while I was here because of the decisions I was making, and I was intentional about it. I didn't let anything stop me, not my academics, because I knew that for you to be outstanding, you have to have beyond what every other person is having. So ask yourself today, how are you adding value to your life? Do you just want to live the ordinary life every other person is living, or you want to do something beyond the ordinary to be able to stand out anywhere you get to. If you cannot make it in Ekiti, I will say it again, you will not come and make it in Lagos. I'm very certain about it. I can put a bet on it. If this small state, Ekiti, when you know Mr. Mayo, I used to tell somebody, I know Mr. Mayo, say, I know him too, his wife is my sister. You know that kind of thing. If you cannot make it in that small state, as such as Ekiti state, there is nowhere you go to that you'll be able to thrive. So Ekiti is not your problem. The decision to make it is in your hands. So it is very important for you today, sitting here, re-strategize, think about the things you want to do for yourself. They will tell you can't do it, but how do you prove yourself? You do it twice. When I went to Lagos, they told me Lagos is a very busy place. You cannot be doing 9 to 5 and still be doing other things. See, I applied for 2 masters. I know they will give me, you cannot reject me. I came out on merit list in Unilag when I applied for my master. I didn't even do interview, I didn't write exam. Once you have 4.0 upward, you'll be able to get admission. So I got admission, applied for my Masters of Business Administration too. And the funny thing is, like 2 weeks apart, I got the admission. Now, the question every ordinary person will ask themselves is, which one am I deferring and which one am I doing first? I took up the 2. And next week, Saturday, I'll be done with my MBA, to the glory of God. And I will tell you, with the way I'm busy, I don't do just one job. I do compliance, legal and compliance for Role Play Africa and Filmmakers Mat. I was a CEO of a company for some months during the period. I consult for different companies that have me on their retainership. And I will tell you that I've done 18 courses since I started my MBA. I only had 1 B so far. Yeah, I have 5.0 back to back. And even in Unilag, the reason why I didn't buy Otedola's book was because I placed a bet on myself. Because I noticed that the last time my exam clashed, and I had a C in Unilag, and I was like, this next semester, that was the last semester, I said, if I have 5.0, 5.0, I'm going to take myself on a solo date and buy that book. But unfortunately, I had 5.0, 4.0 in my CGPA. So that's why I've not bought the book. If you think I'm being too hard on myself, maybe you encourage me to buy the book now. But honestly, anything you want to achieve is achievable. Anybody you want to be, anybody you think of yourself that you can be, is that person that you can be. You don't have to limit yourself. You are not just anybody, you are you. And you define who you want to be and how you want to be that person. So start seeing Ekiti State is not that block between you and your opportunity. See it as a landmark, something that launches you into the brighter future that you want to be, that you want to see yourself. And by the grace of God, with God on our side, every one of us will be successful. So this is just my few talk today. Thank you.